The year was 1835. A spirit of unrest, like a hot wind, swept across Texas. The land, once a tranquil province of Mexico, now echoed with the drums of rebellion. American settlers, invited years before to cultivate this vast territory, found themselves increasingly at odds with the Mexican government. They chafed under restrictive laws, yearning for the freedoms they once knew. When the iron fist of Mexican President Antonio López de Santa Anna tightened its grip, demanding submission and obedience, the Texans chose defiance. They took up arms, igniting a firestorm that would forever shape the destiny of Texas. The Alamo, an old Spanish mission-turned-makeshift fort, stood as a symbol of this defiance. Located in San Antonio de Bechar, it became a focal point in the struggle. Its adobe walls, weathered but strong, would soon bear witness to a clash of wills, a testament to the human spirit pushed to the brink. The stage was set, the actors poised, for a drama that would etch itself into the annals of history. The Alamo in 1836 was not the imposing fortress of legend. It was a sprawling complex, a patchwork of buildings and courtyards enclosed by crumbling walls. The chapel, its facade pockmarked by time, stood sentinel over a scene of controlled chaos. Within its walls, a small band of Texian volunteers prepared for the inevitable. They were a diverse group, farmers, merchants, lawyers, and soldiers of fortune, united by a common cause. Among them were towering figures destined for legendary status: William Barrett Travis, Jim Bowie, the renowned frontiersman, and Davy Crockett, the famed frontiersman and congressman. These men, outnumbered and outgunned, understood the gravity of their situation. They knew that Santa Anna was marching towards them with a vast army. Yet there was no talk of surrender, no thought of retreat. Theirs was a fight for something greater than themselves. It was a fight for freedom, for the right to self-determination. The Alamo became a beacon of defiance, a symbol of Texan courage in the face of overwhelming odds. As February 1836 waned, an uneasy quiet settled over San Antonio. The Texian defenders, under Travis's command, labored tirelessly. They strengthened defenses, repaired breaches in the walls, and positioned their meager artillery. Every man, regardless of background or experience, found a role to play in the unfolding drama. The air buzzed with anticipation, punctuated by the ring of hammers, the scrape of shovels, and the hushed whispers of men steeling themselves for battle. Supplies were stockpiled, ammunition distributed, and positions assigned. Every man understood the task before him. The waiting was the hardest part. Each day brought the Mexican army closer, the rumble of their advance a constant reminder of the impending storm. Yet the Texians held firm, their resolve hardening with each passing hour. They wrote letters to loved ones, penned farewells, and made their peace. They knew their stand might be their last, but they were determined to make it count. They would fight not just for themselves, but for the future of Texas, for the dream of a free and independent republic. Section 4. Echoes of Cannon Fire. The siege begins. On February 23, 1836, the storm broke. The red flag of no quarter unfurled above the Mexican lines, a chilling symbol of Santa Anna's intentions. The siege of the Alamo had begun. Mexican artillery roared, sending showers of stone and explosive shells crashing into the fort. The defenders, huddled within the Alamo's walls, responded with their own cannon fire, their defiance echoing across the plains. Days turned into nights, each one marked by the relentless barrage and the defenders' unwavering resistance. Under the cover of darkness, small groups of Texians ventured out to disrupt Mexican supply lines and gather intelligence. Every sortie was a gamble, every return a victory against insurmountable odds. Inside the Alamo, morale remained remarkably high. Travis's leadership inspired confidence, while Bowie's grit and Crockett's humor bolstered spirits. They sang songs, told stories, and wrote letters, clinging to the hope of reinforcements, praying for a miracle. But even as the situation grew more desperate, their resolve never wavered. They would fight to the last man, for they knew the world was watching. Section 5. A Dawn of Desperation, the Final Assault. On March 6, 1836, after 13 days of relentless bombardment, the Mexican army launched its final assault. As dawn broke over the battered walls of the Alamo, thousands of Mexican soldiers surged forward, a human wave crashing against the defenders' defenses. Outnumbered and outgunned, the Texians fought with the fury of cornered animals. Every inch of ground was contested, every wall, every window, a death trap for the attackers. the air filled with the deafening roar of muskets, the clash of steel, and the screams of the wounded. Travis, urging his men onward, fell early in the battle, a bullet piercing his heart. Bowie, bedridden but defiant, emptied his pistols into the enemy before succumbing to his wounds. Crockett, a colossus amidst the carnage, fought with his back against the chapel wall, his trusty rifle blazing until he too was overwhelmed. The battle raged for over an hour, a maelstrom of blood and fury. One by one, the defenders fell, their bodies riddled with bullets, their courage unbroken. The Alamo, once a symbol of defiance, was now a tomb, its grounds littered with the bodies of heroes. Section 6. Beyond the rubble, remembering the Alamo. When the smoke cleared and the echoes of battle faded, a stunned silence settled over the ravaged landscape. The Alamo had fallen, its defenders silenced, their bodies consigned to a mass grave. Santa Anna, victorious but at a terrible cost, had shown no mercy. The Texian sacrifice, however, would not be in vain. News of the Alamo's fall spread like wildfire, igniting a firestorm of anger and resolve across Texas. Remember the Alamo became a rallying cry, a call to arms that echoed across the land. The Alamo, in its tragic demise, had become a symbol of Texan courage and sacrifice. It transcended its physical form, becoming an intangible monument to the human spirit's ability to resist tyranny, even in the face of certain death. The men who fought and died within its walls, their names etched forever in the annals of history, became martyrs for the cause of Texan independence. Their sacrifice galvanized the Texian army, fueling their fight for freedom. Section 7. A legacy forged in blood, the Alamo and the American spirit. The legacy of the Alamo resonates far beyond Texas. It speaks to the universal desire for freedom, the human spirit that resists oppression. The Alamo is a touchstone in the American narrative, a story of sacrifice for liberty. It symbolizes courage under fire and unwavering resolve. The Alamo